The Holy Gospel according to Matthew, the 10th chapter. Jesus continues speaking to his disciples, giving instruction. Whoever welcomes you welcomes me, and whoever welcomes me welcomes the one who sent me. Whoever welcomes a prophet in the name of a prophet will receive a prophet's reward. And whoever welcomes a righteous person in the name of a righteous person will receive the reward of the righteous. And whoever gives even a cup of cold water to one of these little ones in the name of a disciple, truly I tell you, none of these will lose their reward. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, O Christ.
You may be seated. What does it take to be a disciple? One of the things that can hang people up is the question of order. That question begs clarification of what happens in order to become a disciple and what happens as a result of being a disciple. In some traditions, the bar is set very high. People have to prove their commitment to following Jesus by meeting a variety of standards. Standards in their activity, standards in purity, standards in so many aspects of their life. Today, the disciples hear a final word of reassurance from Jesus. It is an important word in many ways. Now, over the past few Sundays, we have heard Jesus giving instruction to his disciples. First, he sent them out to announce the good news that the kingdom of heaven has come near. He gave them authority to heal and to cure and to care for people in ways that restore those who are harassed and helpless to the community and to life. Jesus also gave them instructions about how they were to interact with that community as they came into various towns. Just these instructions are daunting enough. The authority that Jesus has given to his 12 disciples, who are now apostles being sent out, well, it's amazing. It is everything that he is doing. The disciples have received the full authority of their master. Then Jesus turns a corner and warns them. Some people will not respond well to what the disciples are doing and what they're saying. They will reject the message. They will reject the healing. They will reject new life. There are ways that this message will bring division and discord. Jesus tells his disciples, now apostles, not to fear the rejection, the division, the discord. All of this instruction comes because these individuals have already answered the call to learn from Jesus. They are his disciples. It is a result of responding to the call to be a part of his community. We do well to remember that even still, that these disciples, well, they get it wrong as often as they get it right. And yet Jesus keeps giving them authority. Jesus keeps giving them roles. Jesus keeps giving them instruction. This is not some litmus test to see if they measure up, if they make the cut. Through the waters of baptism, in the affirmations of confirmation, members of this congregation have also become a part of this community of faith. Each and every one of us is a disciple who has been gifted with a message. with a call to serve, with a challenge to work for justice and peace. The message is simple. In God's world, everyone matters. It does not matter whether they are rich or poor, or able or disabled, young or old, employed or unemployed. It does not matter who people are. What matters is whose they are. Each and every one is God's child, a beloved of the Lord. The good news of Jesus Christ is that God has come to live among us, with us, as one of us, fully human, fully divine. The good news is that we are never alone, no matter what it feels like. The good news is that God chooses us in the messiness of life, in the pain, in the sorrow, in the loss. Jesus sends his disciples out into the world to serve. Sometimes our service is in big things, in big ways. Many of us participate in the ELCA malaria campaign and the World Hunger Appeal and the disaster response. Many of us sew quilts. Many of us participate in the local food pantry or the mobile food pantry. Disciples feed people. Many of us visit others who are sick. We walk with people in their grief. Sometimes Christian service is a smile, or an invitation, or a kind word. This past couple of weeks, people have written notes to me out of the blue, taken time to handwrite a note about things that I've done years ago that mean so much to them. The things that they're thanking me for, well, I'd come to minimize them, to see them as inconsequential, of not really being that important. You see, what you do to care for people around you, from something as simple as a smile and a kind word, to acts of generous hospitality, to large-scale acts of service and concern, these things matter. They do not curry favor with God. We do not do them to become disciples. They are not some initiation rite. These are signs that faithful people are responding to God's grace, to God's love, to God's forgiveness as best they know how. These acts of proclamation in word and deed, in service and in seeking for justice, are a result of being disciples of Jesus Christ. And today, Jesus has a message for his disciples. Anyone who receives his disciples receive Jesus. And anyone who receives Jesus receives the one who sent him, God, the Father in heaven. Whoever shows hospitality, offers a welcome, gives a cup of water to any of these disciples who are doing God's work here and now, well, they will not lose their reward. It's true. Through the waters of baptism, the people of the church have received great authority and responsibility, each and every one. It is true that not everyone will accept and receive the ministry of these faithful ones of God who have been sent to share it. It is true that there may be discord and divisions from those who cannot accept the love, the forgiveness, the grace of God. It is also true that those who do receive this ministry and the compassion of those faithful ones receive Jesus present with them. More so, they receive the one who sends us all. And they live their own discipleship with an act of hospitality as seemingly small and insignificant as a cold cup of water.